Okay, so hi guys, I hope you all are doing well. So, this is our first session on bar charts. Okay, this would be a series of the session. I think we'll cover bar charts in four sessions. Okay, hmm. So, before starting with this, let's try to see that what bar chart is all about. Okay, hmm. So, the first thing is that what is a bar chart? So, for instance, if you had any data, and we have done tables before, okay, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out first. Okay, so if you have some data, say it is a data about the number of the males and female in certain classes. So, for example, in class 1, in class 2, in class 3, and you have the number of the males and the number of the females. So what you used to do is that you basically had a tabular representation for that. For example, this was 10, this was 20, this was 30, and so on, and so on. So what you basically do in for a better visualization, you basically plot it. For example, I'm plotting for class 1, I'm plotting for class 2, I'm plotting for class 3, and similarly I'm doing this for the number of the females. Okay, so I'll give it just a graphical representation. So this would be something like, I'll say the number of the males. So this is number of males. This is for the number of females. This is like 10, this is like 30, and so on, so on. So this is the representation. We generally represent it using a rectangular block. So this is how a bar chart usually looks. Now, why we prefer bar charts over this tabular representation is because of the fact you can clearly say that this visualization, this clear visualization of these bars help us say that there is a certain increase as the number of as we increase with the classes. So in class 1 we have lesser number of males as compared to class 2 as compared to class 3. So it is visually very attractive, and it is visually very easy to analyze as well. Okay, so that is why we generally prefer giving data in terms of the charts, and this is common for all the bar charts, the pie charts, or the line graphs, instead of giving it in a tabular form. Now if we talk about that, what are the some common types of the bar chart that are available to us is, so let's talk about the bar charts and their types. Okay, so first is the XY graph. So what is the XY graph is that what you generally do, this is the most common graph that you will find in any entrance examination. Okay, so what you do is that mostly over this X axis you will have things like year, for example 2015, 2016, and all that stuff. Or you could have name of certain quantities, for example rice or wheat. So you'll keep that onto the x-axis, and the values or the quantity you'll generally keep it on the y-axis. For example, in 2015 the population was say 5 million, in 2016 the population was 7 million, and all that stuff. So quantity wise you'll keep it on the y-axis. Okay, so that is the most common type of graph that you have for the bar chart or for any other chart like line graph and all. And why this is most common is because we are in the habit of plotting things like this only. Okay, so this is the xy graph that we generally have. Now the other one is just the reverse of that. There is nothing different, just reverse of the xy graph. So what you will find is, say you have this, so for 2015, then for 2016, then for 2017. So this would be something, the values you will now find on the x-axis, the quantity you will find plotted on the x-axis. So this is like 5, this is like 7, and this is like 10. So this is also called as the reverse of the xy graph or yx graph, you can call it anyway. Now the third common graph is a commutative graph. Okay, so the last and the third graph is a commutative graph. So what is a commutative graph is simple. So what you'll have is you'll have it things basically combined in it. For example, in the year 2015, you had, see this, in 2016 and 2017. So what you had a farmer and he had produced different types of the crops. For example, so the entire quantity was say 6 or say rather 100 kg. The entire quantity of the crops that he produced was 100 kg. In 2016 it was 200 kg, and in 2017 it was say 400 kg. So the commutative graph would be, so this is what is the entire production of the crops. So in this, what you had is, see this, so you had 20 kg onion. Okay, you had 20 kg onion, so this is 20. Now then you had tomato, so you had 50 tomato, so say you had 50 kg tomato, so this would be 70, and then this would be something like, so 100. So finally you had some cabbage. Okay, and this was 100. So this is what a commutative graph is. See, this value actually represents the entire quantity of the graph including tomato and onion. So to get the tomato or the quantity of the tomato, you'll have to do 70 minus 20. This is 50. Okay, I think you got it. So this is a commutative graph, and you'll find a lot of graphs on such type of graphs. Okay, similarly would be 2016 and 2017. So to get the value of that quantity or that stuff, you need to basically subtract the lower one from it. Okay, so I think that it's clear now. So we have generally the XY graph, the reverse of the XY graph, and the commutative graph. Okay. Now let's try to understand. Now once we are clear with the type of the graphs that we have, now let's try and getting that what are the common type of the question that one can have over the bar chart. Very simple. The first type of the questions could be, see, the first type of the questions could be the relation graph. Let's call them the relation graph. Okay, relation graph. So the what we are seeing over here is that question types on bar charts. Okay, so we are basically looking at this aspect. So first would be the relation graph. So what you'll find is, see this, what you'll find in this graph is basically you'll find 2 or 3 graphs and they would have certain relation between them. Say a relation depending upon the formula or certain aspect. For example, the graph 1, see this, so you had a quantity and say you had some quantity, say toy 1, and the price of that toy 1, the cost price of that toy 1 for different years is marked on this axis. So this is like this. So cost price was given like this. This is the cost price of this. Now for the same years, you are given with the profit. Okay, so this is profit. So this is cost price, say 50, 70 and 100, and this is the profit, for example 5, and this is 7, and this is say 10. So clearly there is a relationship. So this is the profit that you had while selling this article. Okay. So you can clearly see that these two graphs are related to one another. How they are related? If you add the cost price of 2015 with the profit of 2015, you'll of course end up getting the selling price of 2050. And these are the question types that you find over the bar charts. These two graphs would have certain sort of relationships between them. Either you would be given some quantity. For example, you are given say an apple juice, and in this graph you'll be given the composition of that apple juice. For example, that 100% of the apple juice has some apples, has some soda and all that stuff. So you'll have the questions where you'll be given 2 or more graphs and they would have a certain relation between them. Okay, and you have to try to get that relation out. Okay, This is one type of the question that you will find. The other type of the question could be, okay, how to call it? Let's call it combined graphs. Let's call it combined graphs. See, what are the combined graph is? For instance, we were asked to plot the number of the accidents. So we were asked to plot the number of accidents for different cities, 2015, 2016, 2017. Okay, and similarly 2015, 2016, 2017. So this was the number of the accidents for Delhi, and this was the number of the accidents for, say, Mumbai. Okay, so what we did was that we created separate graphs. We created one graph like this, okay, and we created a different graph for this. So we created this graph. Okay, so what a combined graph is, that instead of giving these multiple graphs, what they'll do is they'll basically combine it. For example, 2015, they'll combine this data. Okay, say they'll combine this data, and this would be like number of accidents, and now they'll plot it in this graph only. So they'll plot it in this graph only. Now they'll plot it in this graph only, and they'll generally give it a different shade. Okay, and now and then you'll be asked to analyze that what is the difference between the number of the accidents that happened in 2016 in Delhi and 2015 in Mumbai. Okay, so basically what they'll do is that instead of giving multiple graphs for the same data, they'll combine it, and you will have a lot of questions based on this stuff. And this is where even the bar graph comes from. So what you'll do is just kind of basically take the midpoint of all these data, and then you'll basically draw the graph. Okay, this is the sort of the graph. So line graphs question are also similar as for the case of the line graphs, but we'll discuss bar charts here only. Okay, so these are the two type of questions that you have, and the third type could be, of course, the combination of combined plus relation based graphs. So you could have even a combination of this stuff. Okay, so these are the three type of questions that you generally find on bar charts. If it sounds confusing, just ignore it. Just try to get that what are the basic type of the questions that you can get, and if still you are not able to get it, then let's wait. Let's try doing the questions now, and you'll get it. Okay, so let's start with the set 1, and so this is the question that we have. Okay, read the given information and answer the questions based on it. There are two graphs, bar graphs given below, chart 1 and chart 2. Okay, the chart 1 represents the available quantity of various health drinks such as Wired X, Blast, Bliss, Gorilla, Juice, Zoom, Excess Citrus and Wild Blue. Okay, so what is given is basically you are given, okay, so for this you are basically given, what you are given is you are given the quantities of the various drinks. Okay, the chart 2 represent the percentages of lime water, water and vitamins in the above mentioned drinks. Okay, all the health drinks are a mixture of only these three ingredients. Okay, so what is given in the chart 2 is, for example, you are talking about the lime water. So these drinks are basically made up of, so for instance, Wired X. So it is 5 liter in quantity, and okay, so the percentage of the lime water is 40%. 40% of what? Okay, so the 40% of 5 liter is lime water, then 50% is water, and 10% of 5 is basically vitamins. And similar data is given for all the drinks. So this is for, see, this is for Wired X. It is given, they have basically used the different shading for these drinks. Okay, so for this is for the Blast, this is for bliss, and all this thing. Okay. So we are able to get the graph. The first important thing is that you should be able to get the graph, that what is the information given and what is the relation. See, the beautiful thing is, see, I told you multiple graphs having some relation, or basically you call it a relation. So this is a beautiful example of question type 1. Second, what they could have done is that for this percentage of the lime water, they could have basically what they could have done is that they could have given different type of the graphs. For example, if we are talking about, see this, so what they could have done is they could have done it differently for wired X. For example, we are talking about wired X drink. So there they could have said that for lime water is 40, then water is 50, then vitamin is 10. Okay, bit lesser part. Then similarly they could have plotted for blast. Okay. So instead of doing this stuff, that instead of giving multiple graph, they have done the combination, and that is what I talked to you about, that is combined graphs. This is also an example of the, no, this is not an example of commutative graph. Okay, this is not an example of the commutative graph, it is a kind of a combined graph. Okay. So this is a very beautiful question and a mixture of both the question types that one can have over the bar chart. Okay, so since we are able to get the chart, let's try and solving the questions now. Okay. How many of the above mentioned drinks, when mixed entirely, just give me a second, let's erase it. Okay. Okay, how many of the above mentioned drinks, when mixed entirely with 10 liter of blast, result in a mixture containing the lime water greater than 35%? Okay, so blast is 10 liters. Okay, so blast as of this is 10 liters, and the lime composition of the blast is what is given as 30%. Okay, so this is 3 liter is 30% of 10 is 3, so 3 liter is what is given as 3 liter is the lime. Okay, so the percentage of the lime in this is 30%. And what we are asked is that for different drinks, what you need to find out is that when mixed with blast, when will they make a lime water concentration greater than 35%? Okay, so how can we approach it? We can basically, what we can do is that we'll take this blast, okay, then we'll mix wired in this, and now we know that in this the concentration of the lime is actually 2 liters. So 2 plus 3, and the entire would be 15. So we can say 5 by 15. So this is nothing but 33.33%. So this is not making the concentration greater than 35%. Yes, this is the simple approach that we can do for this. Okay. So let's try and do this. So for the first drink, that is wired X. So we are aware that 10 is this and 3 is this. So when wired X is mixed, so 15 is total. And if you try to see this, what is the amount of the lime water? This is 3 plus 40% of 5, and this is nothing but 2. So 5 by 15. So this is not in the list. Second, let's talk about bliss. So bliss total would be 18, and what is the percentage of the lime water in the bliss? That is 20%. Now 20% is nothing but 1.6. So 1.63, this is 4.6. I think this is 1.8. So 1.8, then you have 3.6. No. So 10% is 1.8, 20% is 3.6. No, this won't be greater than even 30%. Next, so then Gorilla Juice. So the entire thing is 17. So Gorilla Juice, the concentration is how much? 20. So that is nothing but 7. 7 ka 20 would be 1.4. 1.4 plus 3 would be 5 by 3. Now this is 5.3. Now this is close. See, 1.7, this would be definitely 30% plus, but plus something like, okay, 5.3, 1.7. See this, 10% would be 1.7, so that would be 5.1. Now 0.17 into 5 would be 0.85. So if you do is 0.85 add, if you do this, so it will go beyond. So this is not 35%. Okay, so 35%, it won't be 35%. Next is zoom. So zoom is 20. So this is entire is 20. Then zoom you have 0% this. So obviously this is not acceptable. Then you have fifth. So fifth is the excess citrus. So you have the entire quantity would be 30, 20 plus 10, 30, and obviously 20 liter is the lime itself. So this is 23. So this would be in the list. This would go much beyond. This would go much beyond even 66.66%. Okay. Then you have the last one. So white bowl. So you have 5 of the 10. So the entire amount is 20. Then you have 3 plus. Okay. 50% of 10 is. Okay. 50% of 10 is 5. So 8 by 20. Okay. And that would be 40%. So that would also be to the list. So you have just excess citrus and white bowl that would make the concentration greater than 35%. Okay, and so B is the answer. Okay, this was the simple approach that we could have take. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, let's try and solve the next question now. Remove this stuff. Let's try to see the next question now. Okay, simple. I think any other approach that we could have taken. What if, see, the one approach I could think what struck me, that what I'll compare is that I'll take that what is the percentage. What I'll do is that I'll take what is the amount of the lime water per liter. Okay, then for every quantity what I'll do is that I'll see that what is the concentration of the lime per liter. Then I'll mix it with the lime and see if it is going beyond 0.70. Okay, this I could have done, but what is the problem over here is that these are different in quantities. For example, blast is 10 liters, this is 10 liters. If they were equal in their quantities, then I could have used this approach. Okay, so this is not the right approach that we people could have take. Okay, this is the previous one is the only approach that we people could have taken. Now let's come to the next question now. Okay, let's try to wrap it up quickly now. If wired X is mixed with blast and gorilla juice in the available quantity, what will be the percentage of vitamins in the mixture? Okay, if wired X is mixed with blast and gorilla juice, that is 10 plus 7, 17, 22, and what will be the percentage of the vitamin in the mixture? Obviously, so for wire X, see this, for wired X, the percentage of the vitamin is 10%. So this is 0.5. For blast, it is 50% of 10. This is 5 plus. Then for gorilla, that is 20%. That is 1.4. So that would be nothing but 6.9 divided by 20. Okay, and you could easily calculate the percentage from here. 2.2, that would be something greater than 30%, because 2.2, 6.6, so that would be something greater than 30%. The answer should be from this two portions. Okay, so let's try and see this. Okay, so 22, 2.2 into 3. Okay, so 2.2 into 3, that is 6.6. So at least it is 30%. Now for this 0.3, what we can do is 0.22 can add. Okay, 0.22, but we cannot add 0.22. Can we do this? See, the 1% for this would be 0.22. Okay, so the 1% for that would be 0.22. Now if we multiply this, so this would be 0.44, and 6.6 plus 0.44, this would go beyond this. So the answer has to be 31.36%. Okay. So the answer has to be somewhere around 31.36%. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. So what will be the final concentration of the lime water in the mixture if all the health drinks with the available quantity are mixed together? Okay, that's so easy. You just need to compute it. See this. Okay, what will be the final concentration of the lime water in the mixture if all the health drinks are mixed together? So 5 plus 10, 15, 23, 30, 40, 60, 70. So this is 70. And the concentration would be given as, just try to compute this. Let's try and see this. Lime water, 40% of 5, 2, plus 30% of 10, this is 3, plus 20% of, I think we have no, we didn't calculate it. 20% of 8, 1.6. Okay, 20% of 7, 1.4, plus 0 of 10, nothing. Then 100, 20, then 50 of this 5. So 25, this would be 3, 25, 28, and this is, see this is 25, this is 28, this is 31, this is 33. So 33 by 70. Now this is somewhere close to 50% because 35 is close to this. Okay, then the answer could be, can it be this? See this, 28. It is going way beyond 45% at least. It is not 50%, but it is not 45, less than 45% as well. So the answer would be 47.14. These kind of things you need to do. Okay. Okay. Once you are comfortable calculating the percentages on your own, you'll get it. Okay. You need to have this sense of approximations. Now see this, the last question. Okay, if wired eggs and the gorilla juice are mixed with available quantities, then what will be the quantity of the vitamins in that final mixture? Okay, just trying to see this. So if wire eggs and gorilla are mixed, so for vitamins 10%, this is, see this is 10% of 5 liters, and then you have gorilla juice, so fourth one, so 20% of 7, so this is 1.4, this is 1.9 liter. Answer is this. Okay, if equal mixture of all the drinks are mixed, then what will be the concentration of lime water in the mixture? Okay, if equal quantities of all the drinks are mixed, then what will be the concentration of lime water in this mixture? Let's try and see this. So what we can do is that we know, see, you have to talk about in percentages. So we know that 40% of whatever is the quantity of a wired eggs is basically lime water. So if wired eggs is 1 liter, assume we are computing everything for 1 liter. Okay, so this would be 0.4, the other would be 0.3, the other would be 0.2, the other would be 0.2, the other would be 0, the other would be 1, this would be 0.5. So this is nothing but 7, 9, 11, okay, 2.1 and 2.6. So if you are taking 1 liter of everything, so this will be the amount of this, and now the number of the drinks is 7, yes. So this would be 2.6 of 7. So this is somewhere around 2.1 into something. So this is nothing but 37.14%, because it won't go beyond 40%. Okay. Hmm. I think you got it. What we did was, if equal quantities of all the drinks are mixed, so what is a better approach than rather taking it them all equal to 1 liter? So out of 1 liter, 0.4 was, see this, 0.4. If wide x was 1 liter, 0.4 was this, 0.3 was this, 0.2 was this, 0.2 was this. Okay. So I think that's all from this question and this set. In this, we basically covered that what are the basic type of the bar chart we have, what are the question types that we could have over the bar charts, and one question. These are not the sort of the questions that you'll generally find in CAT or ZAT, but this was important because at least you had to be made aware that what are the questions and how the bar charts look like and how they should be solved. Okay, so thank you for this session. See you in the next video.